The situation between DDG and Halle Bailey is getting even messier and even worse. So you guys know that TMZ reported that Halle Bailey basically filed a restraining order on DDG because he slammed her head into his steering wheel, he chipped her tooth, he pulled her hair, he grabbed a phone, ran with her phone, threw it out of his car and told her to go get it B-word. He also smashed her Ring camera before he did that. So when Halle Bailey was silent and not saying anything, when DDG was all over social media like, she won't let me see Halo, I don't know why she don't want to let me see Halo, this is why. Now in the report, it was reported that Halle said that DDG went inside of her home while she wasn't inside her home, and he took a picture of her bed and sent it to her. Now that is very creepy. In the messages, you can see that Halle has DDG saved under BD. And he texted her and said, me and Halo is at the front door. Can you answer if you're not home? Or just say that. So he decides to go inside of her home, take a picture of her bed, and text her and say, now I know what you've been on, LOL. You can pick Halo up from George. I have to go work. So DDG was all over social media painting a bad picture of Halle, basically making it seem like she didn't want him to be around Halo. But in actuality, DDG was out here being a creep, and he was out here going inside of her home, taking pictures and sending it to her while she's not there. He was smashing her head into the steering wheel and all sorts of things, making it seem like Halle was the bad person, when in actuality, there was a lot of stuff going on behind closed doors. All of this is going on social media. It seems like Halle is trying to get sole and physical custody of their son, Halo. So it says she is also asking the judge to order that DDG is not be allowed a visitation with their son, and she wants it to be supervised visits with a professional company once a week for 6 hours while Halo is in Los Angeles. Halle is also asking the court to prevent DDG from taking their son outside of the county of Los Angeles. In the documents, it also says that Halle is requesting an order to prevent child abduction, as she claimed DDG has a history of A-wording her, taking away or hiding their son from her, threatening to take their son and hide him, and not cooperating when it comes to co-parenting. And Halle is also asking the judge to order DDG not to move with Halo unless she gives her written permission. Well, unless he gives her written permission. She also doesn't want him to apply for any important documents, including Halo's passport. And she also wants the rundown of their full travel itinerary, including copies of airline tickets, addresses, and phone numbers so she can contact them. Seems like DDG didn't put himself inside of a pickle, because Halle was serious. She was being quiet about everything that was going on behind closed doors, but he wouldn't stop making her seem like she was a bad guy and keeping Halo away from him, and she decided to get a restraining order against him and put everything out that's been going on behind closed doors. And for some people, this is not surprising. This behavior from DDG is not surprising, because when he was with his ex, I think Kennedy or Ruby Rose, they was talking about how he would pop up at the house or bring flowers to the house or have flowers dropped off. They was basically making him seem a very stalkerish. But I would like to know you guys' thoughts and opinions on this. So moving on to the next topic, which is about Tory Lanez. So you guys know he was stabbed in prison 14 times the other day, and he was sent to the hospital. Well, now it seems like the bodyguard and the driver from that night finally spoke out and said that Kelsey is the one who pow-powed Megan Thee Stallion and not Tory Lanez.
Not long ago, Unite the People was approached by a gentleman named Bradley James. Mr. James informed us he was working as the bodyguard and driver for Ms. Kelsey Harris during Mr. Peterson's trial. As such, he was in close proximity and he had privy to conversations she was having with her husband and others. Mr. James informed us he was not under a non-disclosure agreement or a confidentiality agreement and was free to speak with Unite the People, and that he was doing it because his conscience would not let him not speak and leave a man in prison for something he did not do. Mr. James informed Unite the People that he was witness to the conversation Ms. Harris had, where she stated she had the gun, she fired it 3 times, Mr. Peterson grabbed her arm and knocked it down, and the gun fired times. In essence, Mr. Peterson never shot anybody, never even touched that gun, never fired the gun. This statement aligns with the statement of the only non-party witness to the case, Mr. Sean Kelly, who at trial testified he saw 2 women fighting Two men break up the fight. One man grabbed the other one's arm. Gunshots came from the passenger side. Passenger side is where Miss Harris was sitting. This further iterates that Mr. Peterson did not shoot Miss Pete, did not shoot at Miss Pete, or did not assault Miss Pete. It's just another irregularity in a list of irregularities in this case. For example, there were 3 potential suspects in the car that night, and yet the only DNA sample was taken of Mr. Peterson.
Now, y'all know how social media is. Some people feel like they were right all along, and Megan Thee Stallion, Kelsey, and the bodyguard all need to apologize and pay because Tory Lanez is in prison and he'd have been stabbed, what, 12 to 14 times for something he didn't even do. They feel like he wouldn't even got stabbed if he wasn't in prison for something that he didn't do. So they feel like everybody needs to be in jail or apologize or something because Tory Lanez is allegedly innocent. But I would like to know you guys' thoughts and opinions on this down in the comment section below. Make sure you guys like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and I will talk to you guys in the next video.